On the 3rd of August 2024, I went to Alton versus Fleet Town in the extra preliminary round of the FA Cup, the round that kicks off the whole competition. My goal? To go to a game in every single round of this season's competition. There have been plenty of highs and lows, and times when I thought the challenge would be over. Last minute goals, screamers, and at times, boredom.
The most interesting thing was the seagulls.
But after 9.5 months and 13 matches following this competition up and down the country, I made it to Wembley for the 14th and last game of this challenge, the final of the 24-25 FA Cup. Welcome to episode 13, the last one in my FA Cup journey. It was back to Wembley, my third visit in under a month, to watch Crystal Palace take on Manchester City. The sun was shining down on the famous arch on this beautiful day, as fans continued to descend on this famous venue. Of course, I couldn't not pick up a programme for my collection, this one, rightly so, being quite a chunky edition, providing plenty of reading material before kickoff. Crystal Palace were aiming to win the FA Cup for the first time in their history, at the third time of asking, while Manchester City were hoping to win the trophy for the 8th time, their first win all the way back in 1904. It was time for me to head inside. Boom! I was in. Not quite mission accomplished yet, but I was close. I made my way to my seat, taking it all in. As with the semi-final I attended, I was in with the Man City fans. Being completely honest, I would have preferred to be in with the Palace fans or in a neutral section, but this was the only affordable way I personally could find to get a ticket. The seats continued to fill as the flag waving began. The lineups for both teams were announced, while the players warmed up. Now it was the turn of the Palace fans to wave their flags, the atmosphere building as we approached kickoff. Being the final, there was a lot of pomp and circumstance before the game got underway. The display continued as players emerged from the tunnel onto the pitch. Quite the spectacle. As the smoke dissipated, the players made their final preparations. for the last time this season, we were off. A pattern quickly emerged. Palace sitting deep, soaking up pressure, looking to counter, while City struggled to break them down. With a lot of sideways and backwards passing that didn't take long to agitate the supporters around me. Very similar to the semi-final in which City dominated possession, and while they won that game, it wasn't pretty to watch. Given this domination of the ball, most of the action was up the far end, and it wasn't the easiest to tell what was actually going on half the time. One guy in the row in front of me spent a lot of the half watching the game on the big screen behind us. After soaking up a fair amount of pressure, Palace hit City on the counter-attack, with Eze sweeping the ball in the 16th minute to give the Eagles the lead.
Goal scorer for Crystal Palace, number 10, Indira Eze!
Back underway, how would the citizens respond? Well, Palace had the next big chance. Then a bit of controversy as Dean Henderson took the ball away from Haaland with his hand. Replay showed that his hand was outside of the area, however VAR decided that it wasn't a red card offence. Not long after though, City had the chance to level the game as they were on the right side of a VAR decision, being awarded a penalty. For some reason, Haaland gave the ball to Mamouche, who stepped up, only to see his efforts saved by Henderson. We weren't even halfway through, but the fans around me were getting more and more irate. Half-time was upon us, and I was almost hoping for City to score in the second half just to improve the atmosphere at this end of the stadium. The players were back out, and we were underway again. City did threaten, but still no end product. Palace thought they'd gone 2 goals up, but VAR intervened yet again and ruled it out for offside. As the half wore on, it was more of the same. City trying to wear down Palace, but to no avail. Apologies for some of the language you can hear in these clips. I get it. Passion for your team. Not sure I'd ever quite heard this much blue language at a game before, pun intended. A great save by Henderson to keep the score at 1-0. The penalty aside, that was probably City's best chance of the game. 10 minutes of added time. I didn't envy the Palace fans at that point. Fingernail biting time. It was all over. Crystal Palace had won the 2025 FA Cup, their first ever major trophy.
Winners of the Emirates FA Cup, Crystal Palace!
The City fans applauded Pep and their players. It just wasn't their day. I'll give credit to some of the City supporters who also applauded the Palace players and fans. I think that kind of respect is sadly lacking in football at times. The players in Sky Blue were up first to collect their runners-up medals for the second year running. Then for me, the second time in 6 days, I watched the team in red and blue ascend the steps to collect their winners' medals before lifting this famous trophy. Congratulations to Crystal Palace. What a day this was for their fans. I'm glad that this journey I've been on ended with me seeing a team win the competition for the very first time.
For the first time in club history, the winners of the Emirates FA Cup, Crystal
Try looking happy, mate, you've just completed the challenge. And with that, my FA Cup journey was over. I still can't quite believe I did it. When the idea first came up from a friend of mine, I had no intention of documenting it like this, but I'm glad that I did. These videos are for me first, to have something to look back on, and if other people enjoy them as well, then that's just a bonus. To everyone that has joined me on this journey over the past 9 months, thank you. I really do appreciate it. It's been tiring, stressful at times, but overall, an amazing experience. Right, now some stats for you. I saw 26 different teams during this season's competition, 17 of those being teams that I'd never seen live before. I also visited 7 stadiums that I'd never been to before, taking in 43 goals along the way. In terms of cost, for all 14 games I attended, I paid £496, and 366 of that was just for the last 3 games. Full disclosure, there were a couple of tickets that I didn't pay for, but I had a friend who went to last season's final and he paid £500 just for that game alone, so I think I did okay. Next up, for one last time, it's time to talk about prize money. How much did each club receive in prize money for the final? Crystal Palace received £2 million, which is a 100% increase on the previous round, while Manchester City received £1 million, which is also a 100% increase. So, that's it. I can't quite believe it's all over. Thank you again to everyone that's helped me along the way, to everyone that's watched my videos, even if it's only just one. It's been fun. Now all that's left to say is have a good one, and I'll catch you next time.